Prepare to be transported to the heart of one of the most captivating stories of World War II, as we delve into the life and legend of the greatest German general to ever take the field of battle. From his daring maneuvers in the deserts of North Africa, to his legendary tactical brilliance on the front lines of Europe. This is the story of Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. But with power and glory come danger and intrigue, and Rommel's fall from grace was as dramatic as his rise. Join me as we explore the enigma of this legendary figure, his indelible mark on history, and the secrets that still shroud his legacy today. By 1944, many in the German High Command were certain that Germany would not prevail against the Allied powers. The Desert Fox, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, had by this time become a symbol of propaganda for both Germany and the Allies. Despite having a close personal relationship with Hitler, Rommel became involved in the July 20 plot, a failed attempt on the Führer's life. His participation would result in his death, but he would be honored with a hero's funeral, and his participation would be kept secret. Even after the conclusion of the war, Rommel maintained a near-mythical reputation throughout the political spectrum. But was this reputation deserved, or was it the result of individuals seeking a silver lining in the midst of such horror and evil? Erwin Rommel was a German army officer who rose to the rank of Field Marshal and became famous for his leadership of the Afrika Korps in North Africa during World War II. Rommel, widely known as the Desert Fox, commanded the German defenses against the Allies' assault of northern France. In October 1944, after being accused in a plot to assassinate Adolf Hitler, he committed suicide. Early years and World War I service. Rommel was born on November 15, 1891, in Heidenheim, Germany's Kingdom of Württemberg. Rommel's family encouraged him to seek a career as an army officer despite the fact that his father was a teacher and principal of a school. The 18-year-old Rommel joined the 124th Württemberg Infantry Regiment in 1910 since the more renowned cavalry and guard regiments were only open to individuals with aristocratic or military backgrounds. Rommel distinguished himself in his service in Romania, France, and Italy during World War I, building a reputation for valor and daring combat strategies. He was elevated to the rank of captain in October 1918, just before the armistice, following important victories on the Italian front, in the Battle of Caporetto and the ensuing conquest of the town of Longarone. In 1916, while on military leave, he wed Lucia Maria Mollen. Their son Manfred was born in December 1928. His deep understanding of his men, his unusual courage, and his natural gift of leadership quite early showed promise of a great career. Connection to Adolf Hitler. Between the wars, Rommel worked as a well-liked instructor at the Dresden Infantry School and the German War College in Potsdam while serving in the small Weimar Republic Army. Hitler, who had lately solidified his position as Führer, Chancellor, and Army Commander-in-Chief, was introduced to him in 1934. Hitler reinstated conscription the following year, which was a move that started the process of reorganizing the German armed forces. Hitler appointed Rommel as the German War Ministry's liaison officer to the Hitler Youth Group in 1937 as a result of his reputation as a top military educator. Hitler personally asked Rommel to command his personal escort unit, which accompanied the Führer whenever he left Germany. Despite being swiftly removed from the position owing to his tense relationship with Hitler Youth leader Baldur von Schirach, Rommel was given the task. Rommel stayed in this position throughout the German invasion of Poland in 1939, rising to the rank of Major General. Blitzkrieg to Afrika Korps. Rommel was given command of the 7th Panzer Division by Hitler, one of the 10 tank divisions that participated in the Blitzkrieg invasion of Belgium and France that started on May 10, 1940. Rommel insisted on guiding his men from the front lines rather than from the rear as his division advanced at an astonishing rate. Less than a year later, his audacious and vivacious demeanor led to his nomination as commander of the Afrika Korps, the German troops dispatched to support the Italian forces fighting the Allies in North Africa. With his arrival in Africa in February 1941, Rommel immediately assumed command of the Sputtering Axis operation, winning several swift battles against British positions around Cyrenaica, and by mid-April, had surrounded the coastal bastion of Tobruk. He began another offensive in early 1942, which culminated in the British being defeated at the Battle of Gazala in June and the conquest of Tobruk. Even Rommel's adversaries were impressed by his quick surprise attacks, earning him the moniker Desert Fox, which was adopted both by British and German forces. As soon as the Allies recaptured Tobruk in the Second Battle of El Alamein in October 1942, they were able to beat Rommel's worn-out and undersupplied men, and the tide of the war in North Africa quickly shifted against the Axis. Hitler instructed Rommel, who was then a field marshal, to return to Europe in March 1943. Role in the Normandy invasion and the attempt to assassinate Hitler. He preferred a daring counterattack strategy after the Allied landings, in contrast to other German generals, which would ultimately weaken the German response when the assault started on D-Day, June 6, 1944. By the spring of 1944, Rommel had lost hope, doubted Germany's ability to win the war, and was critical of Hitler's administration. He is thought to have spoken with friends at some point who were engaged in covert anti-Nazi activities, although most historians believe he was not directly involved in the unsuccessful assassination attempt on Hitler on July 20, 1944. Rommel suffered critical injuries on July 17 when British fighter bombers attacked his car during the Normandy invasion battle. He left for Germany in August to finish his rehabilitation. Hitler didn't want to make the show of a popular general being tried, and executed, for defying him after learning of Rommel's contacts with the July conspirators. Instead, Hitler dispatched two generals to Rommel's house to give him the option to end his life rather than stand trial in front of the people, and possible repercussions to his family. On October 14, 1944, Rommel decided to pursue that course of action and killed himself with cyanide pills. He received a state funeral and was buried with all appropriate military honors. Winston Churchill lauded Rommel before the House of Commons at the height of the German general's success in North Africa. Churchill stated, "Across the chaos of battle, we face an opponent who is both courageous and skilled, and who is also a great commander." George S. Patton, Bernard Montgomery, and other prominent Allied generals also professed their admiration for him, and Rommel reciprocated by stating, of Patton, "We saw the most astounding performance in mobile warfare," and Montgomery never made a significant strategic error. Erwin Rommel was truly a remarkable figure in military history. His tactical brilliance, leadership skills, and unwavering loyalty to his country and his troops are still studied and admired to this day. While his supposed involvement in the July 20 plot ultimately led to his tragic demise, Rommel's impact on the war effort and his near-mythical status both during and after the conflict cemented his place in history as one of the most revered and respected generals of all time. Rommel's legacy serves as an inspiration to aspiring military leaders and history enthusiasts alike. Erwin Rommel famously said, "Winning the men's confidence requires much of a commander. He must exercise care and caution, look after his men, live under the same hardships, and, above all, apply self-discipline. But once he has their confidence, his men will follow him through hell and high water."